start break. What's this moment like for you, knowing, what's ahead of you and what you're trying to play for in terms of a mentality standpoint?
I think it's back to business. I think the last few days was a nice reprieve for everyone. I thought the city of Los Angeles showed really well. I thought the Dodgers showed really well. And now, getting back to work, playing the Giants, division rival, we're looking forward to it. So everyone's kind of had their kind of recharge, and we're ready to pick up where we left off. And as far as mindset, this is who we are. It's what we do. Try to win a game each night, and so I don't see that changing. As we get to to sprint towards the end here.
I know after the start in St. Louis, there was concern about Mitch, maybe tipping something like that. Is that something that you guys looked at, and is that something you feel like
We dug on it. And it was specifically that curveball that they were just taking really good swings on. So I think we cleaned some things up.
Was he tipping?
I don't know. I don't really want to speak to it. So yeah.
But we're at about the 6-week mark with Walker. Is he going to go in for an MRI soon?
Don't know that. Talked to Walker today. Everything I hear from the staff, training staff, and Walker specifically, everything's trending in the right direction. So to see him back at some point in time in September, making a start for us, I think we can be cautiously optimistic.
Did I see you on Brusdar?
Brusdar didn't play catch over the break. Not sure when he's going to pick up a baseball, but from the training staff said that he's pain free right now. So I would assume that he'll pick up a baseball. And again, this guy is a strong physical guy. We're trying to be cautious, obviously, with him, but I don't see it being too long term. It's not going to be, the Wednesday, the next Tuesday that I think he's eligible to come off. I'd be shocked if that's the case, but it shouldn't be much longer.
With Walker, is there a timeline for when he can start throwing again yet?
You know what? I'm sure there is a plan. I don't know it right now, Jack.
And you still think there's enough time for him when you say like starter?
We do. And not to say, I don't think it's going to be a 6 and 90, but I do think that it should, if all things go well, that it should be enough to warrant him starting a major league game.
Do you guys have to make a decision early with him about, can he continue getting built up almost into the playoffs? Do you have to decide if there's going to be a max? Kind of how do you navigate that?
I think it's more of let's kind of each step try to continue to work through the progression. And I don't think it's fair to Walker or us to put us in that kind of situation to kind of say this or that, all or nothing. So it's kind of, as each passing week goes by, it's kind of where we're at, and we'll decide how, the utility of Walker. But the hope is that, he'll be ready and continue to build up through the postseason. Yeah.
As you're looking ahead, are you guys banking on having both Walker and Dustin be sort of guys you're going to be relying on after, or is it more just a hope that either of them could?
I would say not banking. I think that's not, when you get two guys that are coming off injuries, significant injuries, I don't think anyone could bank it. But that's sort of our hope, I guess.
Given all the injuries and uncertainties, do you have enough starting pitching to win a championship?
Bill, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. I do think that the key is to prevent runs, and I know where you're going in the sense that you do have to have innings, and you have to have starters to win, multiple 7-game series. You've got to have guys that can go deeper in games. But I do believe that, obviously, the way our guys have performed, the starters, I do believe that they can pitch deep into some playoff games, and it's our job to match up as well. I do know that we're always trying to get better, and I guess that's my line. Our guys are always trying to find ways to get better, so if there's an opportunity to get us better on the starting pitching front, we'll act on it. But with what we have in the room, I believe in every one of those guys.
Dave, Heaney had a good rehab down at Rancho. Do you see him coming back relatively soon?
He's going to make a start either today or tomorrow, and he's in Arizona, and so the plan is for him to go 4 innings. I think it's 4 innings, and then after that, if it goes well, he'll join us for the next term.
All-star games are funny. Sometimes if you struggle, young guys, it seems to have a carryover effect. Are you concerned about counseling?
No, I'm not. I think, you know, I haven't talked to Tony after, I talked to him obviously right after the outing, but I did hear him say that, you know, regardless of the result, he was disappointed, but, you know, the perspective that he's still a Major League All-Star and he got a chance to compete against the best. The result's a result, but I do think that Tony is pretty mentally tough, so I don't think that that'll phase him. Yeah, I would have loved to have gone scoreless and he just throw 10 pitches, but that wasn't to be. But I don't think that'll affect him going forward. And,
Why Clayton over Tony for the last game of this series?
I think just Tony's workload and just if we could just give him an extra day, we just kind of thought that'd be good.
Workload for the season.
Yeah,
He's back to Heaney.
yeah.
Back to Heaney, is he still be sort of capped pitch count wise when it comes back?
I think so. You know, I think with Andrew, just to continue to keep him strong, keep him built up. You know, any number I could throw out would be arbitrary. It's just kind of watching him, having conversations, talking to Mark Pryor and figure out what's best. But, you know, to see us extending him in any way, I don't see that happening.
And he's going to start in the complex league or whatever they call it over there?
Correct, either today or tomorrow.
And is Dustin, kind of what's his plan?
Dustin is going to go tomorrow. I think it's in one of our affiliates. I think it might be AA. One of our affiliates, and he's going to go 3 innings.
How has Dustin looked, just sort of?
Dustin, when you guys see him, he's a lot more physical than you guys, the last time you guys put eyes on him. If you haven't seen him recently, a lot more physical. Everything that I've heard has been good. When I have seen him in Arizona, when he's gone out there and thrown pens, the body looks great, the stroke, the delivery, the command has been fantastic. He's really commanding the baseball as good as I've seen him.
So it does.
Major surgery is coming off of. Would it be reasonable to expect for you to have the Dustin May that we know from before for the stretch run?
I do. I think that Dustin first and foremost expects that of himself. And I think that, you know, if you're looking at the timeline, I think we've been very conservative. And so with that, allowing him to kind of go through some stuff to work on things, so then when he does, you know, get supplanted in a pennant race, he's feeling good.
Is at this point, is it going to be like 3, then 4, then 5, and
Yeah,
it's good to go?
very much, yeah.
So he could be back here like mid-August?
That was the plan, yes.
And I know this probably goes without saying, but just how big of a boost is that going to be for you guys?
It's going to be a big boost. You know, the guys that we've leaned on them a lot, so to have a guy that, you know, hasn't pitched a Major League inning yet this year, have a fresh arm and a talented arm is going to be a big boost for all of us.
How's Taylor doing?
CT's doing well. He's chomping at the bit to get to playing again. So he's swinging the bat, he's taking grounders, he's throwing. So when he's able to run, I don't know that answer yet, but hopefully soon. But he's raring to go.
Would he have been in the lineup today against the left?
If he were active, absolutely.
Are you already in the mode of preparing for October, or is there still enough season left that you gotta still pay attention to it?
Not there yet. I think that right now we're focused on, you know, just continuing to play good baseball. And I think that we're always of that mind in the sense of how we manage our players, in particular the pitchers. I think we do a great job of managing the workload and having guys off. And that's kind of looking out. But ultimately, we're just trying to win one game at a time. But I like where we're at.
How did Snicker leave your office?
He left it immaculate. Only sat in my chair for a quick minute. Had a lot of great conversations with Brian. Really appreciate the invitation to coach, you know, with him. It was weird to share my office, but it was good.
Anything to do with Blake?
Blake threw a pen today. I didn't see it. I'll follow up with the training staff and Blake to see how it went, but hopefully no news is good news.
Were you surprised the fans booed the Astros?
I was not surprised. If I had, you know, I wish they wouldn't have booed Dusty. I think that Dusty had nothing to do with it. If anything, he's been a great, voice for baseball. He was a great Dodger. So if I could take that back and would have prompted the fans not to do that, I wish I could have done that. Oh, Dustin's going to be in AAA. I'm sorry. Dustin May will make a start tomorrow in AAA, 3 innings. My apologies.
Thanks, Larry.
Thanks,
Is it-